The essence of the story revolves around the mother's immediate reaction to shocking news. As soon as she asked about the wedding, expecting a date or perhaps plans that she could help with, her daughter-in-law casually said, "We got married yesterday." The abruptness of this revelation captures the mother's utter surprise. This is not just a typical everyday surprise. It is one that involves a lifetime commitment, the joining of two families, and the sense of being left out of a major life event. It taps into the universal theme of shock that many parents experience when children take independent decisions. From the mother's perspective, this is a moment that brings together a whirlwind of emotions: shock, disbelief, confusion, and even a touch of humor. She might have envisioned long discussions, planning events, or being part of pre-wedding excitement, only to find herself completely blindsided. The surprise element also highlights the generational differences in communication and life choices. Younger couples often prefer to make personal decisions quietly, whereas older generations may expect to be kept informed out of respect and tradition. This story works because of the immediate tension it creates. Audiences can relate to the suddenness of unexpected news, especially when it involves loved ones. The mother's voice, filled with a mix of astonishment and a subtle desire to express her feelings, becomes the focal point. Her reaction could include questions, repeated phrases of disbelief, or even a dramatic pause which conveys the enormity of the revelation. Furthermore, the element of shock is not only emotional, but also situational. The narrative could explore what the mother might have been doing or thinking before asking the question. Was she casually inquiring during a meal, or was she expecting a conversation about wedding planning? The juxtaposition of her ordinary expectation with the extraordinary response of, "We got married yesterday," amplifies the comedic and emotional impact. In essence, this key point emphasizes the natural human reaction to the unexpected. It underlines the importance of perspective. While the daughter-in-law sees it as a simple fact, the mother experiences a roller coaster of feelings. The story draws audiences in because it's relatable, emotionally engaging, and has a universal appeal. Everyone has experienced a moment where life throws a surprise that leaves them speechless. One of the most significant layers of this story is the communication gap between generations. The mother, representing an older generation, expects transparency, dialogue, and involvement in major family decisions. On the other hand, the younger couple operates on a principle of independence and privacy, sometimes leading to unintentional misunderstandings. The casual announcement of a completed wedding is a perfect example of how assumptions about communication can clash across generations. In many families, parents expect to be consulted on life-changing decisions, especially when they involve cultural or familial traditions. However, young adults often prioritize personal choices and may see sharing as optional, especially if they wish to avoid stress, pressure, or prolonged discussions. This divergence often results in scenarios like the one described, where the mother's innocent question, "When is the wedding?" is met with a response that instantly disrupts her expectations. The narrative can explore how such gaps emerge. For instance, younger people may see wedding planning as an intensely private process, wanting to focus on each other's desires rather than satisfy parental expectations. Meanwhile, parents view involvement as an expression of love and respect, a way to guide their children and celebrate milestones together. The clash here is not about right or wrong, it's about differing perspectives. The mother's voice becomes a lens through which audiences can explore this generational tension. Her disbelief is amplified by years of social conditioning that weddings are major family events where parents play a central role. The daughter-in-law's calm, matter-of-fact tone contrasts sharply with this, emphasizing how the generational gap can lead to humorous yet profound moments of misunderstanding. This key point also reflects modern social trends. In an era of social media, elopements, and surprise weddings, generational gaps in communication are more pronounced than ever. Parents may feel excluded, while children believe they are simply living life on their terms. The story resonates because it's an everyday conflict experienced by families worldwide, highlighting the delicate balance between independence and familial connection. Family dynamics form the emotional backbone of this story. At its core, it's not merely about a wedding, it's about relationships, expectations, and the subtle politics within a family. The mother's initial question stems from a desire to stay connected and involved. Her reaction, whether humor, shock, or mild frustration, underscores the interplay of emotions that govern family life. The daughter-in-law's unexpected response challenges traditional roles within the family structure. The mother might feel a sense of displacement, as if a critical role in her son's life has been temporarily overlooked. Yet this tension is coupled with the inevitability of change. The mother is learning that her children are capable of independent decisions, which can be both empowering and unsettling. Exploring family dynamics further, the story can delve into the subtle power plays, trust, and love that exist between parents and children. It reflects the idea that while parents may guide and nurture, children ultimately chart their own course. This creates a complex emotional landscape. Parents experience pride and joy, but also a tinge of exclusion and the need to reconcile with the rapid pace of life changes. The humorous element enhances the narrative, making it relatable and engaging. The mother's reaction could include exaggerated disbelief, repeated questioning, or playful scolding. These behaviors reflect real family dynamics, where emotions are raw and genuine, yet interactions remain affectionate and connected. Ultimately, the story captures how major life events like weddings can act as catalysts for understanding and negotiating family roles. The mother's initial shock becomes a stepping stone toward acceptance, laughter, and ultimately stronger bonds. The narrative shows that family dynamics are fluid, shaped by love, respect, and adaptation to new circumstances. The brilliance of this story lies in its humor, which emerges from a combination of timing, surprise, and the mother's candid reaction. Everyday life often provides unexpected moments that can be hilarious when seen from the right perspective. In this case, the mundane act of asking about a wedding spirals into a comedic revelation that both entertains and engages audiences. Humor arises naturally from the mother's expectation versus reality. She expects to hear plans, dates, and stories leading up to the wedding. Instead, the revelation, "we got married yesterday," is abrupt, leaving her speechless and perhaps scrambling for words. The timing and delivery of this line create a perfect comedic beat, emphasizing the absurdity and charm of real-life surprises. The narrative can explore the layers of humor. The mother might imagine her son scheming, hiding details, or pulling off a secret ceremony, all of which creates mental images that audiences find funny. Meanwhile, the daughter-in-law's calm demeanor contrasts sharply with the mother's heightened emotions, amplifying the comedic tension. This story also highlights the universality of humor in family life. Many people can relate to moments where expectations collide with reality in amusing ways, whether it's a child's prank, a surprise event, or miscommunication. By presenting the story with warmth and gentle exaggeration, it emphasizes laughter as a coping mechanism and a means to connect emotionally with loved ones. The humor also provides balance. While the mother experiences shock and perhaps mild frustration, the overall tone remains lighthearted. It's a celebration of life's unpredictability and the funny situations that emerge when communication, generational differences, and family love intersect. Cultural and traditional expectations form an important backdrop for the story. In many societies, weddings are not just personal milestones, they are family and community events. Parents often anticipate being consulted, involved, and celebrated alongside their children. The mother's surprise, therefore, reflects the tension between tradition and modern approaches to life decisions. From a cultural perspective, the daughter-in-law's announcement challenges conventional norms. It underscores how younger generations may prioritize personal choice over formalities, opting for private ceremonies, minimalistic weddings, or elopements. The story highlights the balance between respecting tradition and embracing autonomy, a common theme in many families worldwide. The mother's reaction also illustrates societal expectations about parental involvement. In many cultures, weddings symbolize union, respect, and continuity of family legacy. Being excluded from such a milestone can evoke strong emotions from disappointment to humor as she navigates this unexpected reality. The narrative can explore how cultural values shape perceptions and responses. The mother's surprise might include reflections on family honor, social perceptions, and the significance of rituals. Meanwhile, the daughter-in-law's straightforward response reflects a modern outlook, showing that life and love are increasingly defined by individual choice rather than societal pressure. This key point deepens the story, adding layers of meaning beyond mere humor or surprise. It situates the narrative in a broader cultural context, making it relatable to audiences who understand the significance of tradition while also appreciating contemporary independence. The tension between expectation and reality enriches the story, creating a compelling and emotionally resonant experience.